Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Patrick Deng here, and these are gonna be my essentials. Now, with everybody working from home, I thought it'd be interesting to share some of my essentials that I've been using on a daily basis to make sure that I stay productive while working from home. And a lot of you guys may or may not know this, but I've been running an online business for a few years now. So, all the videos that you see and all the content we create and all the coaching that I do, well, I do it from the comfort of my own home. So I'm gonna show you some of my best tech, some best tips that I use, and hopefully you guys get some inspiration, especially if you've ever struggled with productivity. And before we get started, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this kind of video, because I'm always curious to know what you guys wanna see next. All right, so the first essential we have here is gonna be the Muse headband. So let me go ahead and open this bad boy up. So essentially, the Muse headband is basically a headband you wear on your head, something like this. And you connect it to an app on your phone, and it basically tracks your brain waves while you're meditating. So, I've been meditating for years now. I started with doing yoga, then that's when I learned about meditation. I started reading some books about it to learn a little bit about it more. And I never felt like I was doing it correctly, right? Sometimes I don't really know if I'm doing it right, if I'm just sitting there, or what are you supposed to do? So what this bad boy does is it measures your brain waves, and it can show if your mind is very active, neutral or calm. And then you can put on headphones and it kind of gives you live feedback. So when your mind is active, you hear a lot of rain, right? It's like raining really loud in your earbuds. And then when you're calm, you hear like a forest and birds chirping, and it sounds like heaven. And so basically I put this on and I just try to stay in that calm level as much as I can. These days I've been meditating every day for like 45 minutes or an hour. And yeah, that's been a game changer in my productivity. And one thing I recommend, if you've never meditated in your life and you never gave it a try, just try it out. Sit down and just close your eyes for 20 minutes and see how you feel at the end of it, right? Keep it simple. There's all these techniques and things like that, but just try it out. Do nothing, sit down, 20 minutes and see how you feel. All right, so the next essential that we have is gonna be the Whoop strap or the Whoop band or whatever you wanna call it, right? And I'm actually wearing it right here. So what the Whoop band is, or Whoop strap, is essentially a sleep tracker. You can see the little green light over here, and it measures your heart rate, right, throughout the day. So basically I wear this almost 24/7, except when I'm taking a shower. And what it does is, it does a lot of different things, but what I use it for is to track my sleep, right? And I read this book called Why We Sleep to understand a little bit of the science of why sleep is so important. And the conclusion I came down to is that sleep is basically like a super drug, right? So if you feel like you're tired throughout the day, or you feel like it's difficult to control your emotions, or even if you're doing strength training or bodybuilding and you wanna grow more, sleep is basically a super drug that will help you do all of these things. And so I don't really, mess with supplements and biohacking and maximizing my productivity. I got into that a little bit, but I realized that actually if you just keep it simple and you just sleep, I don't know, like 7 to 8 solid hours per night, then you're feeling great the next day. And so this, lets me know if I'm sleeping too late, or it also lets me know that when I drink, let's say alcohol, for example, I don't drink that much, but once in a while, it does ruin my sleep as well. So, it really keeps me on track to make sure that my sleep hygiene is healthy, pretty much. And for this thing, there's many different sleep trackers out there. There's like the Oura Ring, Fitbit, I guess. I'm sure Apple Watch has one too. But the Whoop strap is pretty expensive, but why I like it is that there's no screen on it, right? So I don't feel tempted to like check my watch or get notifications. It's literally just this strap, and then it has a little light on the back, and that's it. And you connect it to your app on your phone. And I keep it simple, So Whoop strap, I recommend it if you got the money to buy it. But again, there's a lot of alternatives that pretty much do the same thing, and it's more affordable. All right, so the next essential that we got is gonna be the Kindle by Amazon. I got the black Kindle Paperwhite. I've been using this one for years. I've been a fan of Kindle for many years, and it's great. So for me, I read, I don't know, maybe like a book every 2 weeks, many different topics, from nonfiction, marketing, sales books, economics, science. Yeah, man, a lot of different books I like to read. I like to, learn about different things about the world, expand my mind. And books are one of the best ways to kind of do that without even having to know anybody or have any connections. There's like a genius out there who wrote a book. He or she is putting all their greatest ideas in a little book that you can buy for, I don't know, like $10, $15, and you put it on your Kindle and you can read all their best ideas and their life work on a Kindle. So that's amazing to me, and so that's why I read so much. And it helps, give me a lot of great ideas when it comes to creating content for you guys, and when it comes to becoming a better leader, a better entrepreneur, and things like that. Reading is definitely a gateway to success, in my opinion. So if you ever felt like, I don't know, like maybe you spend too much time watching YouTube, or you're on TikTok, or whatever the case is, maybe try replacing some time, instead of doing that, reading a book. And I think you'll be happy that you did, because the more you earn, the more you learn is the more you earn. And actually, I do believe that. So the next essential that we got is gonna be the Bose Quiet Comfort 30. I think that's what they're called. I mean, I could be wrong. So basically, is the Bose wireless noise canceling earbuds. Okay, so I had different variations of this. I've had the one that's wired first, and then I realized that, hey, I actually don't like to work with a wire in my computer. Then I got the ones that go over your ear, but then I didn't feel like they were that comfortable sitting on my head. So I got these bad boys, and you put it around your neck, and you put it in your ear, right? And yeah, when you turn it on, bam, you don't hear, it's noise canceling. So, when you're working and you're focused, all you hear is, whatever you want to hear, right? You cancel out all the other noise. So I really love these because, I've been using this for a year or two, and I feel like this one's the best one for me because I have AirPods as well, but they always fall out my ear. These ones are comfortable. They got the little hooks, and I can keep it on for hours. Because this thing is on your neck, right? It feels comfortable. It's like you're not even wearing anything, opposed to like having big earbuds on your ears, which I don't, really like personally. I have them, but I don't use it that much. I don't actually use it at all anymore. So if you are in the market for earbuds and you don't like the bulkiness of putting something on your head, I highly, highly recommend these. I sync it to my laptop, I sync it to my phone, my iPad, and they work great. In my opinion, one of the best noise canceling devices in the game right now. All right, the next essential that we got is gonna be a little more low tech, and that's gonna be these notebooks, okay? So we'll start with this one first. Essentially, I use this notebook as a journal. I've been journaling for, I don't know how long now, maybe 6 years. I probably have written definitely more than 1,000, 2,000 pages of handwritten notes in my lifetime. And I write my ideas, how I feel, business ideas, things I wanna do, envisioning my future, writing my problems down, trying to solve it. So many use cases to journaling, and it's really just to get all the things in my head on paper so I can see it. And when I write it down, it really forces me to distill all the things I'm thinking about into something that's very understandable, and it helps wrap my head around complex ideas, right? A lot of times the problems that we have may feel complex in our heads, but when we write it down, it's actually very simple, and you can start fixing it. So journaling, I use that a lot. Makes me feel better. It's almost like a form of meditation in a sense. And yeah, it gets my ideas down too, which I use to create videos like this, and I run my business and things like that. So it's great. And the other journal that I have is this one. These are all Muji brand right now, so I really mess with Muji right now. Very simple, affordable. Looks good, clean. So this one's a little different, where what I do is I basically write down the hours of my day, right? So I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's like, I write from 8 a.m. all the way to 12 a.m. So it's basically my calendar for the day, and I like to physically write it. And the reason I do this is because, sometimes, when we're working, it feels like we're not getting much done throughout the day, and then sometimes you feel like, oh, where did all the time go? And so when I do this, when I feel like I'm not as productive as I should be, I basically every hour or every 30 minutes, I write down what I'm doing. So it could be like getting coffee, working on a new video, filming, doing coaching calls. And so when I look back at the end of the day, I'll be like, okay, this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm working these hours, I'm going to the gym, this is when I'm eating. And then if I'm not productive during certain hours, and I think, okay, well, I need to fix that. And then the next day I try it again, and I kind of correct myself. So it's a really good way to physically see what I'm doing throughout the day. And I've tried like electronic ones, doing it on my computer and stuff like that, but I never really stick with them, and it always feels like a hassle to do. But with this, I can just write it down, and it is what it is, and I definitely just become more aware of how I spend my time. And on the other side, it's just like the to-do list for the day. if I'm filming videos or making content or doing something on my website, just kind of write that down there, or any notes I need to remember, put it on notebook. So yeah, I really do like physical note taking. I do digital, I use like Evernote and things like that, but for daily productivity, I do like the physical aspect of it. All right, so the next essential that we got for you is gonna be the iPad. This is the iPad, dude, I don't even know what it is. It's iPad Pro, right? It's not the biggest one, but it's very good. It's basically a beast, and I got the Apple Pencil that goes with it, and I got this little paper-like screen cover that makes it feel like I'm writing on paper. So you know me, I love writing on paper, so if anything can mimic that on the iPad, great. So the iPad's super cool because it's basically like a computer for me, right? I can do so many different things on it, from taking notes, listening to music. I like to use this app called Endo, and this is one of my favorite apps. So Endo is basically like, I probably don't want to play that music, but when I meditate and when I work, I always use this app called Endo, and it basically plays music, ambient music, for me to get into the zone. I used to use Brain FM, but I found Endo to be a lot more simpler. I could just, and cleaner, and the interface looks cooler, black and white, so I'm into that. And I do like handwritten notes on GoodNotes as well. I mean, I guess I could do a whole video on what's on my iPad. And one thing that's really fun, I guess it's not very productive, but it's a form of art and I really enjoy it, is making rap songs. So I use an app called RapChat, and basically I pick a beat and I start rapping on it and share it with my friends. So maybe one day I'll share on YouTube if you guys are interested. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear a rap song from me. But I do make rap songs on this iPad. So, it's fun, it's fun. So iPad, definitely a beast when it comes to working at home, and basically it's a computer, right? So it's one of the most essential things I have besides my actual laptop. And it's cool, man. So that's it, that's gonna be my everyday essentials for my daily productivity when it comes to working from home. If you enjoy this video at all, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and leave a comment and let me know what you thought of this video. And if you wanna see more productivity style videos, like what kind of apps I use on my phone and iPad, or what I'm doing on my laptop, or how I set up my office and things like that. So if you are interested in those kind of videos of how I run my business from home, and how I do what I do, or maybe even my studio setup, some of you guys might be interested in that. Let me know in the comments, and if I get enough comments on it, maybe I'll make a video about it. And so with that said, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next.